Hey there, Sagittarius. This is the second reading I'm doing for you. Good morning, Marcel. The other reading I did for you was it dealt with a lot of energies that were dealing with sexuality and exploring different aspects of ourselves, things that we may have not had or experienced before, and just giving ourselves the allowance to explore. I don't know if that's of interest to you, but it did come out in your reading, the previous reading. I'm going to go ahead and do another one just because it feels like that was a bit much. That was a bit kind of all-encompassing in regard to that reading. Hi, Marcel. I love you. Yes, I love you, bunny. Oh, you're the prettiest. So Marcel and I are here to do another one for you. And we'll see how it goes. Hey, Puffin, you want to go sit in your bed? No? Okay. You have the Ace of Pentacles coming out here first. This is basically a card of, I need you to go to your bed, okay? I love you. Let's go to your bed. So, the Ace of Pentacles is about brand new beginnings, new experiences, new jobs, new opportunities, things that can build your stability in life. It's gifts, sometimes giving gifts, sometimes receiving. It can be also new land, new property that is received, working on the land, tilling what you can. Yeah, there's a lot of new opportunity in regard to that. Let's go ahead and put that there for you, Sagittarius. Two of Wands. I'm going to go ahead and pull your cards before we get into the reading, okay? Show me more for Sag. Temperance. Three of Swords. Four of Swords in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse. The World. The Seven of Cups. And the Ten of Swords. The bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Pentacles. I feel that you have a lot of new opportunities available to you, Sagittarius. I feel that there's a pull that's it's like a pull towards heartache, a pull towards problems that have been in the past, you know, whether that be financial, whether that be relationship energies, but it feels like there's something that needs to be sussed out before you can move forward. You know, some of that is going to be literally looking through plans, looking through, you know, if you're going to buy property, it's getting everything prepared for that, looking through all of the paperwork, you know, making sure that what you're signing is correct, you're getting everything that you need before you essentially choose to do that. And there's also an opportunity here where some of you are dealing within a situation where you are needing to figure out which job you want to pick. You have opportunities between a job from the past or something new. And I think that there may be some focus on what's going to bring you the best stability, the best foundation for your life and your family, should you have a family. This overall energy with the Five of Pentacles is one where we are viewing things through a lens of lack. And how do we get away from that? How do we release that, you know? A lot of us have these kind of blockages within us where we limit ourselves to at least a certain level. It's kind of blowing the top off of that. Okay, so that's part of your other reading. I believe the title is like blowing the top off, blowing your mind or something like that. It's about changing your experience here as far as what's going on in your life. With Temperance and the Three of Swords, it's almost as if like we are getting to a place within our life where we're starting to accept change, to accept the process. Some of you, this is going to be dealing with people from our past, okay? Some of you, there's past energies and connections to people that you've experienced, and it's almost as if that energy is causing you to not move forward, because it has to be addressed. It needs to be sorted through and processed. You can't just shut it in the closet or sweep it under the rug. It's something that needs to be addressed and processed. And if you're having connection to somebody who is either not there presently in your life and they are choosing to stay out of your life, yet you want them back, or yet there's like some sort of like holding on to this type of energy, Sag, this is about getting clarity within that. It's about finding balance within this situation, because it feels like it's holding on to your heart, or you're allowing it to take space in your heart, okay? We need to move away from this. We need to move away from this situation, because you have an opportunity here to grow, to move forward. It may be a very realistic opportunity, like a new job, a new situation, new home, but it feels like there's some sort of tie to the energy of the past that is kind of getting in the way of you progressing towards that. So it's kind of like how you manage your energy, your time, what you contribute, your feelings and emotions. And I really want to say worries too. What are you worrying about the most, and where does that tie into anything from the past? And it doesn't have to just be a person from the past. It can be experiences from the past, how we've grown up, how we've been raised, what we've been told about, this goes here, that goes here, we do this for this. There's almost like a sense of tradition that's coming through right now, where it's like we need to evaluate what is mine, what is theirs. And I don't mean that like, putting out your ex-husband's clothes on the sidewalk, but like those messages that you've experienced in life and throughout your childhood, and when you have a breakup, the information that you get, like what resonates with you and what doesn't. So what is mine? What is theirs? What information that I've received from others that doesn't resonate with me anymore? I have to give it away. I've got to let it go. I've got to transmute that energy. With the Four of Swords here in reverse, this can talk about having taken the time to heal, having taken the time to address and assess everything that has gone on in your experience, and basically see and find the silver lining within it. Sometimes this, with the Page of Wands in reverse, it can also talk about where we're not doing the work, where we're negating to make that change, make those changes, at least look at things within a different perspective. I feel that you have something tying you up, so you're not able to move forward towards something that is very healthy for you. But it's like, this is the healing time here, okay? This is the healing time. It's positive. You have the Ten of Swords at the end of the reading. I mean, that's great. It's a considerable shift in energy. It's basically relieving and removing mental blockage and frustration in regard to how you go about setting prosperity and love in your life, how you connect to people who are also, that can care for you, who are in tandem with you. It feels like whatever connection here you've had towards past energy or person or whatever it is, it feels like you kind of got a little bit, you strayed from your course, and it's part of your course. It's just, you don't have to be there anymore. It's about moving forward now and not letting that energy hold you hostage, okay? So, yeah, I think it's important here to also, with the world, allow this its time, allow this its progress and progression. There's no hurrying this, okay? But I feel in a way you're starting to recognize that like some of these things are becoming blockages in where you can have opportunities and potentials and new things in your life. And it's like, I'm still being held back from whatever this is. The world is about finality, you know, things that change our lives, experiences that change our lives. It's the this and the other Temperance card, they're the only major arcanas in the deck, or in the reading here. And it's about transmutation. It's about allowing things to transmute and change, bringing balance back into a situation, bringing balance back into ourselves after we've been pretty much hurt. It's holding on to hurt. I don't know if this is brand new hurt for you. It feels like this is hurt from a long period. It's just been kind of lingering. So maybe in a way it is time for it to change. You have a lot of options, you have potentials, you have ability to change your experience for what you want. And it's important to look at that. It's important to look at our part in things, where we felt stabbed in the back, where we, you know, received injustice from somebody. But also, did we allow it to continue? Did we allow ourselves to be subservient to somebody who disregarded us? Or, you know, that can also be turned inward towards ourselves. Like, how do we disregard ourselves? How do we stab our own selves in the back? You know, this is looking straight into it and also recognizing how you're not going to bring that to the future. You know, you have the opportunity here to change stuff, but it's about getting out of this mental lack, this emotional lack, this financial lack. All right, so let's go ahead and get some clarifying deck. Which deck do we want to clarify with? Okay. So for the Ace of Pentacles here for Sagittarius. Yeah, you have the Star, you have healing energy, becoming adaptive, looking at the situations that you've already experienced and gone through. How are they holding your progress up here, Sagittarius? You know, this is about shining brightly. It's about stepping into your own power. When you have these like, I'm seeing like a marionette, and not to mean that you're like a toy, but when you have these like strings and bonds attached to you, they kind of dictate your movements, you know. Here it's about blowing that off. It's about cutting those ties and those strings, letting it go, you know, moving towards something that actually is stabilizing for you, whether that be a new job, a new home, a new whatever it is, new money coming in. How are you going to manage it? Are you going to operate out of the same old ways that you were, or are you going to adopt a different perspective and how to stabilize yourself? Either way, this is about moving towards things that make you feel better, trusting your guidance, your intuition. It's a beautiful card of healing. It's a card of acceptance, and also accepting your role in a greater way where you might not have, you know, thought possible before. Maybe you didn't think that you were as important as you really are. We're wonderfully important. People forget that. I hate that. You have the World, beautiful. Transformation, change, especially with the Two of Wands. This is about really getting very much on board with your own process, your own life, the direction that you want. It's becoming almost stubborn about how we view what we want and going after it. But I feel here that there's a necessity to cut some sort of tie from the past. I don't know if it's a person. I don't know if it's holding on to like the sadness of a breakup or something, but there's something here where it's like we're having a hard time moving away from it. It's almost like we are so disconnected from everything that it's this Four of Swords. I feel in a way that this is not getting the right amount. You're not addressing it enough. This is requiring you to address it. It's all of this is sandwiched between Temperance and the World. This needs to end for new things to begin. I feel like there's a very big awareness over here that we basically, it's awareness in regard to how we've been treated, what we've been, you know, all the bullshit that we've been through. It's an acceptance of that and letting it go. You're not a victim, okay? Some people are victims. I mean, like, there are murderers and they're victims, but if you're in a relationship, or if you were in a relationship, everybody has a part to play. Everybody has a role. Everybody has like a divine guided situation that they're here to experience with another divine guided person that is in your life. All of our connections and relationships in this life are divinely guided. We set them up. I know a lot of people don't believe that. And I don't want to shove that down your throat. My belief is that we create the experiences that we come into. We create, whatever is going to be for our highest good, our evolution, our spiritual growth. That's what we come in here for. Now, a lot of the time, some of the most painful, treacherous things in this world are going to promote that exact growth. They force us to look at ourselves. They force us to love ourselves. They force us to find compassion and sometimes love people who are completely despicable. That doesn't mean you're subservient to them. That doesn't mean you're trying to make something happen out of it, but it's seeing somebody for where they're at, what they're here for, what message and lesson they're here to give you, and accepting it, graciously, or maybe not so graciously, but just seeing it through. A lot of people, people talk about unconditional love. And, I love, what's her name? Oh God, what's her name? Angelic Karma. Your Angelic Karma. She's great. She's a very interesting human being, but a hermit. What was it that I was going to say? Shit. Give me 1 second. Unconditional love. She mentioned in a reading, I think from last year, but it stuck with me, that unconditional love, we all want unconditional love, and we claim to give people unconditional love, but we really don't. It's all condition based. It's all tit for tat. You did this, you did that, I love you in increments. Like it's very conditional. If we were able to experience unconditional love, we wouldn't be here. Like we would be angelic. We would be out there in the universe, in the realms, and that love would be freedom. It wouldn't need control. It wouldn't need to have a finite experience attached to it. We assign people different, it's like when we get into relationships, we assign people different roles that we want them to fit and fill. And sometimes that's not reality. You were experiencing a situation with a person in this life. You both came together in agreement on multiple realm levels. And now that's over. And now it's time to pull the energy out of there and move towards what you need to do. This isn't about urgency. It's not about feeling guilty about yourself or feeling stupid for having feelings or being stuck in pain. But it is about addressing the rebalancing aspect of life. How I refresh. Where's the refresh button? Where's the refresh button? Because it feels like there's some stagnant energy here. It's very fuzzy right here. And it needs to be shifted. It needs to be illuminated and let go of, released. The hermit comes to shine a light. All of these messages here are major arcanas. These are big life lessons, but we hold on to things. And oftentimes the bigger they are, the longer we hold on to them because we're not ready to look at them, or we don't want to look at them. We want to stay safe. You're not safe, and you're all going to die. I know that sounds terrible, and people are like, no, but you're going to die. And you're probably going to come back again. This is all lessons. I'm sorry. I'm kind of getting upset. I don't care if you thumbs down this video. 9 of Swords. Wonderful. This is about getting out of your head, okay? Getting out of your head about pain. Getting out of your head about this long felt pain, this energy, the heartbreak, the ongoing, carrying a torch for somebody who's gone, and I don't mean like they died, but like these people who mistreat us, they don't regard us, that's their job to do here. We connect with them so they can do that. I know people are like, no, you don't have to believe that. You can believe whatever you like, and that's okay too. This is what I believe. And I'm the reader, and you're watching my video, and you can click off. Yeah. This is getting out of that energy, getting out of that heart space. You have to illuminate it so you can bring light to heal it. You got to look at it, Sag. Give me the Four of Swords in reverse. Okay. Okay. That one to come out really quick. This is what I'm talking about. You know, not doing the work, still stuck in it, still harboring these painful things, not knowing the direction that you're going in, you know. And it's also, I'm getting like a self-talk, like it's a limiting self-talk. You need to move out of that, break it down. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. You must release this, okay? This is exactly what I've been talking about. You must release this energy. Whomever this reading is for, you know, I'm not trying to guilt trip you. I'm not trying to make you feel stupid or whatever. You know, it's important information that we need to get. If we're healing from a thing, we must actually heal from it. You know, you can't move away from it until you're done with it. That's why this fuzzy energy is all over this place. It's like you're still tied to some sort of connection to somebody from the past or your current situation where you're not doing the healing. You know, it's still stuck in this heavy, heavy, heavy energy. It's time to release this. You're on the right path. It's happening. It's time to release this energy, though. The Nine of Swords here is letting go of mental energy, letting go of mental constraint, frustrations, things that plague our mind. You know, they call it sleepless nights and not being able to eat enough, you know, and like you're just kind of like cycling over and over again on this one particular thing. That's the pain. That's the heartache. That's the disconnection from our emotions. It's like we're just trying to maintain, you know. Here we're letting that go. And here we are applying the energy and effort to actually heal. It seems like this has been the status quo for a long time. Like we've been kind of in this limbo within ourselves where we're not recognizing our value and also kind of operating with half a deck. Like some things are missing. So you're just kind of like going through the motions. It's not something that's good. Okay. With this Four of Swords upright, this is about taking the time to really do the energy work and heal yourself, open yourself up to the potential for new things. You have a lot of possibilities and really positive energy here. And it's like right here. And it's not, okay, and I want to say, so it's not going away, okay? This is about new direction in life. It's not going away. It's going to be there for you always. You just have to choose it, you know? This is the process of healing. This is the process of change, Sagittarius. For those of you who have been holding on to energies, holding old flames, you know, for holding flames for old partners, like in hopes, you know, maybe you didn't get the connection or the, what is it called? Closure, you know, and so you've been holding off, and like there's this like vacuous wound in your energy because you're still waiting and waiting and waiting. If somebody is to leave you that way, and they leave you that way forever or years or whatever it is, that clarity, that closure is that, you know. If they can't communicate with you, that's that. And it hurts. It feels like being disregarded. I get it. It hurts. But there will come a point where you have to let it go, because you're going to recognize it's going to continue to get in the way of your life. And you have a lot of things here that you can work with. New abundance, new change. It's all for you. This just needs to come apart. This just needs to fall down. Yeah. It's tired. You're tired here. It's tired. You know, with the Ten of Wands here, this is basically knowing that like the energy is a burden to maintain. It's a burden to hold. You know, if you have like this kind of dark pit in your stomach where it's like you still have this sad connection to somebody who, whatever they did, disregarded you, left you without closure, you know, whatever it was, cheated, lied. It's not about holding on to that anymore. It's about looking at how that has been like that treatment, that poor treatment where you've been hurt and disregarded and wounded. How can you view that as a catalyst to your healing? How can you view that as a catalyst to change in your perception in regard to how you view yourself? Do you feel empowered by that experience? Do you feel like you've been gutted? Do you feel like, what do you feel like? How can you transmute it so you can start to use it to your benefit? Because it is for your benefit. Those painful experiences are lessons. People don't like hearing that. People think, oh no, I've been wronged. I'll never feel right again. Okay, but guess what? You have to do it again. You'll be back down here doing it again and again and again. Take ownership for your part in this, Even if you were the one that was heavily wounded, you played a part. It's time to take ownership for that. You give yourself the opportunity and option to move forward in your life, not other people. They are just there to help you along. They help you fine-tune your vision of yourself. So for the world, you have the Nine of Cups and the Five of Wands. It's okay to be dissatisfied. It really is. It's okay to be dissatisfied. It's okay to let go of the bond that we carry in regard to not being accepted by somebody. When we understand that that's okay, when we can shake it off our backs and let it go, you end up finding people who you can connect with. You end up finding people who feel like they are on your team. Like you look into their eyes and you're like, I feel safe with this type of person, And it doesn't have to be just a lover. Like open yourself up. So many people are like love hungry that they don't view the relationships in their lives as potential for growth. Everybody is growth for us. So many people are so stuck on love. I just want to be loved. I just want to be loved. This is the opportunity to start loving yourself. When you start loving yourself, you will attract such a beautiful energy in a person. You'll attract somebody who's also vibrating at that level. When you're all fucked up and broken and misplaced and not accepting your part in things, just viewing yourself as this victim, you're going to attract people who view you as a victim or who view you as somebody that they can fuck over. It's all energetic, and it's time to change it. It's time to let go of that connection here. Stop fighting yourself. See your accountability, see your side in things. See how you have the opportunity to change your life. Show me the Seven of Cups. The Page of Wands, so he's here twice. This is about new direction. And that Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck, this really talks to me with this Five of Pentacles here too. It's about regret. It's about feeling, it's almost as if this has been very difficult to release, whatever the connection here is. But now we're finding new light. We're finding new direction. This is about brand new, brand new, brand new. This is where the buck stops. This is where the healing happens. Okay, maybe the buck stops here and this is where the healing happens, and this is the transmutation of that. Either way, you have to look at the experience for what it is. Accept the problems, accept the pain, look through it, experience it. I think you're done experiencing the brunt of that. It's just a lingering shadow. You have the Fool coming out, okay, with the Empress at the bottom of the deck. These are hugely important cards, my friends. This is about new beginnings, but the Fool is here. What happens with the Fool, okay? When we experience this card in its totality, what we're doing is we are digging deep. We're experiencing all of this stuff from our past. We're bringing it up. We are healing from it. You're moving forward in a very healthy direction. And this actually feels like it's a sense of awareness, a sense of self, a sense of shedding the skin, okay? With the Empress at the bottom of the deck, it is about abundance. It's about nurturing yourself. This whole thing is about nurturing yourself, you guys. It doesn't come from a place of victimhood. It doesn't come from a place of poor me. There's not that anymore. You can't rely on that, and that never helped you in the first place. It kept you stuck and stagnant. It kept you not doing the work. You're changing things here, Sagittarius. You're moving towards a better experience here. You have so much opportunity for you. And that's going to remain for you. It's not going to go away, honey. It's not going to go away. But you have to take the steps. You have to change the energy. You have to transmute it. Okay? So let's get a, what are they called? Oracle deck. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be yelling at you guys. This just feels like very frustrating, and it feels like old energy that needs to be transmuted, okay? Show me, okay. You have Menelite. Menelite, the wise feminine. Menelite has a profound connection with Earth, the wise feminine and priestess power. It marks rites of passage through womanhood and wisdom. You are an immortal soul who is an embodiment of the wise feminine. Express this through your body and actions. Go deep into yourself to find your connection to Mother Earth. Sit in her womb of healing. In meditation, you heal your soul. Put aside fear and remember that transitions are necessary prerequisites of growth. This entire reading is that in a nutshell. Honor your sacred sexuality. Okay, and never mind. Honor your sacred sexuality. Mark rites of passage joyfully. Experience a period of gestation. To move would not be beneficial now. Nurture yourself and bide your time. Withdraw into your inner world to accept necessary change. Make your soul whole and find power allies. You know when it is time for rebirth. Maturation is a process of growing wiser. The soul and heart do not age. Yeah. Yes. It's all change. It's all acceptance. It's healing yourself. And I know that card bases itself upon femininity. For the men that are watching this, it's okay to be feminine, first of all, but also in this type of energetic work, femininity, it represents receptivity, you know? So when we are receptive to ourselves, when we are receptive to change, things happen. We allow ourselves growth and the permission to experience what we've had without a negative stamp on it, you know? Remove that, let it go. It's okay to transmute it. I can't talk anymore about this. Also, I say that and then I'm like, also, I do want to say honor your sacred sexuality. That you might want to go watch the other Sagittarius video. I don't know if that's something for you or not, but I'm going to put it out there because it is about honoring your sacred sexuality. So I'm going to get out of here. I hope this was helpful. I am so sorry I yelled at you, and I'm so sorry it was all like jumbly, but that is the way it went, and that's what I have. And I love you guys. I hope this is helpful. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.